like we learnt a lot more about the terms used. So, for example, I and A, I being intersex and A being aromantic and asexual. I feel like we also learnt about some of like the key events that led up to anti-discrimination. So, for example, the Stonewall riots and how that improved things for certain LGBTQ plus members, and also like certain struggles that they've gone through in the past, such as like the HIV predicament in the 80s.
So I learned about the new flags, which like help you know which kind of gender that certain person is. So like there's like different colour flags for each gender, so you can identify who they are and what they are.
I think that the prejudice will go down as people start to learn more about it in schools and equality starts to grow, but I still think there will be some people who stick to it, stick to the old ways. It's not really going to ever go away. Same thing with racism, things like that. It's all going to be around for a while, but it'll reduce, it'll get smaller, there'll be less of it.
My favourite lesson has been the climate change lesson, because we learnt a lot about things we didn't already know. So we've all been introduced to the idea that the ozone layer is taking damage and the rainforests are burning, but we learnt a lot more about things like the ocean rising, which I think a lot of us didn't really know before. So it's introduced that new predicament to us and how that's also affecting people in Indonesia and the Caribbean. So like we focused on some newer kind of ideas instead of the ones that have already been drilled into us, which I feel like can wake up a generation, you know, because like if you're told something over and over again, you kind of become numb to it and like apathetic. But if you're introduced to new information that you didn't know, you can kind of broaden that that idea in your mind, kind of explore it more and become a new kind of passion towards ending climate change.
For me, my favourite lesson was when we learned about the COP26. So like learning about how lots of people will come together to like talk about how we will make our like society and world a better place to live in.
Yeah, it has, because like we know that all the Votes for Schools slides that we do, they've been, you know, structured by someone who's educated, someone who knows their stuff, someone who knows what they're doing, and they've done it so that we can, in a way that we can understand it. So it's not like using, you know, big words and stuff. It's made so that we can understand it at our age group.
I think it's made it quite a lot easier, because in normal discussions you only have one person's perspective, but when you're doing Votes for Schools you've got multiple, and normally when you've just got one fixed maybe discussion, when you've got multiple answers for something, it makes your brain kind of think of more things, and then you can develop more answers throughout the question. So I think having one fixed answer for something, it's not mostly the right answer, but when you've got multiple, it makes you think a lot more into depth and how things, maybe your answers can change and a lot of things like that. My favourite Votes for Schools lesson was animal testing, because I'm quite a lover of pets myself, and I knew a lot more into depth before the lesson, but knowing what actually happens with your product, maybe like makeup products and all these things, it makes you think what you are actually using, because it's, even though you might like a certain product, it's the background of what's happened and how you've got that certain thing that you're using. And it really made it come right to my heart, because I have animals as well at home, and it just really made me think that some animals out there are used for different things that we use, but they shouldn't be used like that. They should just be used as animals, and they should be loved for what they are and not as used by products and things. With Votes for Schools, you can always make sure your voice is heard, because you have your yes or no vote, or in the middle. When people's voices are not heard, you've got a chance to make them out there and get your opinion out there, and it really I think it makes everyone feel good, because you've got your own opinion out there, and yeah.
I think our students are now far more confident in what they are saying and how they are saying it. We're much more discussion based than we ever have been before, and our students are far more articulate with their ideas about such topical issues. So I 100% would say that Votes for Schools has improved our oracy skills.